All right, guys. Let's have a very quick overlook of this painting brush. So let's open a new canvas, a fresh one. So normally when I do painting, this is the brush I use. You know, all these brushes here, the wet brushes, that's one I use. But if I want to combine, you know, the wet paint versus I think this is the marker. Unfortunately, Microsoft didn't name it, but I guess it's the marker. You know, it's like a paint. Is that it does like it's like a transparent painting. You know what I mean? It's very, you can paint on it, and it's like it's very transparent. I'm gonna give an example before I go into what I'm painting. Just let's do something like this. But if you go on this marker, you can't really paint on it. Why? Because it's still wet. So what you need to do, you see this fan at the bottom here, that's what you use to dry your paint. So once you click on it, it's dry, then you can paint on it. You see that? Somebody did mention this, that I should please explain the brushes I'm using. I know it's a bit difficult, you know, it's a bit difficult to understand if there's no explanation, but unfortunately I lose focus a lot when I'm painting and when I'm explaining. You know, I'm not the type of the person that can talk and do things. I like to concentrate on one thing at a time, but I'm gonna try as much as possible, because I'm gonna be doing a painting now. I'm gonna try as much as possible, you know, to my best, to my very best, to explain what I'm doing while painting. I hope that helps. So let's go straight into what I want to paint today. I'm going to try as much as possible, so I'm going to undo everything. There's no point. If you have your two fingers on the screen to pinch and zoom, you can reduce the canvas, you know, just like that. But you can't really see because, you know, I'm recording the screen. So what I want to do today, I just want to do a painting that I can incorporate both the dry and wet paint, you know. I call this one marker. Unfortunately, Microsoft did not give it a name, and even if you hover over it, you can't really get the name. So, but this is definitely wet paint, and this one is kind of a marker, you know. I like it a lot if I'm combining both of them to give more transparency, to make him really look cool. So another thing is, you see this plus and minus, these are used to increase your brush size and to reduce it. The more I do that a lot. If you watch most of my video, I do this a lot, you know, when I increase and I reduce. This is very useful for me because sometimes I don't want the size of the brush to be too big, and sometimes I want it too big, you know. It's just, you know, I think if you fiddle with the functions, you know, you might get hold of it. This is what I do in my leisure time when I'm free, so, and I just kind of get hang of it. So what I'm gonna be doing, if you want to choose your color, you see this circle with color, yeah, you see pick color. That's okay. So if you hover over here, pick your brush, pick a color. You know, I'm gonna be using it. I'm gonna increase it anyway, increase it a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick my color. First of all, I'm gonna pick this color. This is easy. You can just tell the color that is being picked, and if you want to hide the color, just click on this, you know, here at the edge here, your tools and color, you can hide it. So I'm just gonna kind of then bring out the color again, put some red. You know, this I like a lot because it's kind of makes it easy for me to blend together, you know, most times, you know. So hopefully you guys are gonna get hang of it, you know. Just practice, you know. And I like it a lot because it kind of represents real canvas, you know. So let's go. Okay, see what I'm doing? Just picking the colors and dropping it. That's all I'm doing. You know, because I want to create some scenery that looks really cool. So what I normally do, if I want to blend it together, instead of using this blend wet paint, I normally use the same brush, and this is your water. You know, clean your brush. Once you click on it, it cleans the brush. You can see there's no color on it. So I hide the tools again that just kind of blend together. So it's similar to the other one, but I use this one. I don't know, for some reason that's what I've been using to blend my paint, not the other one. So you can see that. So just to blend it together. When you blend it together, it looks very cool. I hope I'm really trying, because it's my first time of painting and talking. So I don't know if I'm doing too bad or doing too good. Just pardon me, whichever the case may be. So I want to include black, because the blacks will make it look very nice. So I'm gonna clean the brush again, so blend it together. So I'm gonna be, this painting I'm doing right here, I'm gonna be excuse me, I'm gonna be including the other one, the one that I said is wet and dry paint. I'm gonna be including it because it's for the sake of this tutorial anyway. Okay. So now I want to draw my mountain, because it's color blue and purple. So usually I can use this one while I reduce it, or I can use this brush. So I still choose my color. Most times I can mix my color too, you know. Well, I think we get to that at some point. You know, when you draw your mountains, just don't need to be perfect, you know. Just draw something that looks alright. That's all. Doesn't need to be 100% perfect. You can always correct it, you know. So yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a way to fix all these ones here. So I'm just gonna choose the same color here now. Alright, so I'm changing my color now. So I'm gonna kind of clean the brush now, increase the size because I want to blend it together. So that's how the blending work. I'm not using the other one, the other function blend wet paint. For some reason I'm used to this one. So all I was doing is just blending it together. Why there's no paint on the brush, you know, I've cleaned it off. So now is the time to just kind of fine tune the mountain. So I'm gonna use this brush. I'm gonna use a dark shade of purple. So now I'm gonna fine tune this one. I'm gonna increase the brush size. That's the highest I can get. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of fine tuning the mountain. Now, so don't forget the paint is still wet, so you gotta be careful. Whatever you do, you have to make sure you're taking extra measures because of wet paint. So as the application is treating everything wet, you know, so that's why I get some gradient fill, you know, some gradient color most times, because is wet, and it needs to be wet anyway. So this one here, I need a very light shade purple, so I'm gonna mix this with white. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna blend it together at some point. So I need another little bit dark shade. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So that's it. So I'm gonna clean my brush to kind of blend it together. No, I'm not using that. I'm gonna use this to blend it, but I'm gonna reduce it. So you can even zoom in to see what you're doing properly. You know, you can zoom in. So this is gonna take longer than usual because I'm not gonna fast the video too much, so you just have to bear with me. So that's it. I'm gonna zoom out now. Okay, so now it's just to kind of make sure I smooth the edges of the mountain. Yeah, that's it. These ones too. So I have to smooth all the edges. So far so good. We're getting there. This brush here. Then can use the one I've already used. No, sorry. So mostly I use this brush. Now this one here. Then can use this one. Yeah, that's it, just the bottom edges. So I'm gonna change it to white. So when it does that, it's kind of saving autosave. So it creates a backup in case anything happens, your computer shut down, your computer gets too hot. So there's a trick I normally use to blend this in. It's still the same brush. I'm using this first brush. I make sure I clean it because it's very small, so I just use it to blend it in. It's gonna take time, but it blends in very well. I don't want to increase it. If I increase it, I won't see the white again. So it's gonna. But now it's doing exactly what I wanted. It blends it very well. Alright, so I want to draw my tree. I can use this one or this one. If I'm going to use this one, I have to reduce it. Okay, so to draw a tree is kind of easy. Just don't forget, because it's still wet, you can see it's kind of blending in, so it takes time, but you still have to just keep doing it. When you need to increase it, you just increase it a little bit. You know, it takes time. I'm gonna hide this. See that? Because the reason why it's doing that is because it's still wet paint, you know. If I dry it, I'm not gonna like it, so that's why I always leave it like that. I like it when it blends in, but not too much. So this one you have to be careful, because they want to start shading it more than once. You can reduce the brush to draw smaller branches. That's it for the tree. So what I want to do next is just the rocks, those little rocks. I want to put some rocks here. It's just a matter of drawing a circle. That's the trick I use. Just draw a little circle, a rocky shape. And I'm gonna show you something. Can move this away if it's getting in the way. So now you have to blend it in. Yeah, just a little bit like that. Just blend it in. So reduce the brush, put it on white. You can just, if you can't see properly, just zoom in. I have a shadow. So I'm gonna do now. Blend it in. It's too big. So I need to find the brush that's very small. That's the lowest you can get for that. This one, that's the lowest. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this blends it alright. Yeah. what am I gonna do next is just the leaf. I normally use this brush, this one here. Increase it a little bit, just mix the color. This is where you mix your color. Flush this away. I like to use red and black for the first one. Yeah, that's alright. I think, let me see. I think this size, okay, this size is alright. So it kind of just touches the angle you want, the leaf. You can reduce it if you think it's too big, just to make it more realistic. You can reduce it. So I'm gonna come in with the other one now, and there's a place I plan to use it. Just give it a little bit of white, just to kind of makes it lighter a little bit. So I'm gonna use that one I've already painted. Reduce it as the lowest. Just kind of touches it. You don't need to paint, just kind of tap it on this spot you want it. Just tapping. Yeah, it's a matter of now smoothing it off, because I think I'm alright with this. So I'm just gonna kind of smooth it up. I think I'm okay. So now I'm gonna use the other the dry color, or I call it transparent. So I want to use it. Why do I want to use it? Just but before I use it, like I said, if I put paint over, let's just choose this one right here, this color. If I paint over, you can't really see until you dry it. So let me dry the paint, and you have to be sure that you're fully satisfied with what you're doing. So let me dry this paint now, so you can see the fan. So I'm gonna reduce the brush. Let's just paint over. See that? That's how I use it. Now, just to create that kind of feel, transparent. But I don't want to use that color. I'm just gonna undo. Use a darker shade. Okay. Just gonna give you one. Oh, so wait a minute. No, yeah. That's it. So if I paint over, that's what happens. So and you can reduce this brush size too. So I'm gonna paint over the mountains now. See that? So that gave a cool feel, you know. I like the feel. The color. All right, so reduce the brush. So just use it to kind of paint the mountain. I think that's all right now. So in case you're wondering what brushes I'm using and how I'm doing it, so I think that let's give you the full explanation.